Hello YouTubers, this is the Noobifier. It's been 10 months since I had a good look at the state of Squadron 42. The roadmap was updated yesterday on the 8th of November. Both roadmaps for the PU and Squadron 42 are subject to change or delays, as the caveat clearly states. This channel isn't known for fluffing stuff up, so I won't be talking about specific characters or tech that isn't at the core of both games. We know that the real focus here is Squadron 42, but the benefit of all of these things being prepared and polished is that they have a tendency to appear in the PU. This is why it's important to track both roadmaps for changes, as they each have unique items. We start out now at Q3 of 2019, just before CitizenCon, and the current roadmap has 5 quarters, taking us all the way to Q3 2020 for beta. Human AI Combat version 2 is all about presenting you, the player, a more believable foe when dismounted. The system is dynamic and reactive to the environment, and also to the changes that you make to your approach. It's listed as completed. Player's Usable version 2 is listed as complete, and this makes sense because currently in the PU we have FPS mining and we have player harvestables. Moving on to gameplay, at all tasks complete for Power Systems version 2. The purpose here is to ensure that the systems work as you would expect. Systems will be cross-linked properly so that damage or an EMP will behave in a more believable manner. Nav Map to Radar 2 is also listed as complete, and it adds routing options when plotting a destination. They also list that this will add brightness options for the HUD, which is desperately needed. Mission Logic V2 is listed as complete. This is more of a tool set for the mission developers to allow them to create diverse missions that actually react to your progress. And the next two are truly awesome. It's been all the way since 2013 when we first saw the 2 iconic cap ships during the Kickstarter campaign. We all know their names and they're etched deeply into Star Citizen lore. The Idris and Javelin have been teased in the past and are currently sitting at 49 of 64 and 60 of 70 tasks complete. I would love to see updated footage in-engine live on the stage at CitizenCon this year. These ships themselves are as large as some other levels in video games, and it's also your home away from home during Squadron 42. Q4 2019 begins with the Titan suit listed as scheduled. This is an interesting piece in the development story because it brings so many solid sci-fi stories into Star Citizen, whether it's Ripley and Aliens or small mech suits from MechWarrior. In the past on ATV, the developers had said that the size and height were a problem due to the standard corridor for most places. It hasn't been confirmed yet if this is a set piece that'll be seen only in Squadron 42, like if you were supported by the army during a mission, or if it'll actually be sold. Knowing how development has been, if they put the work into it and they can sell it, they probably will. Personally, I don't mind if it's something that can only be used by players outside deployed on a mission. One good way to balance the possible combat issues would be simply that it's too large to be used indoors. It also makes sense that it would require its own basic support craft and land vehicles. Within AI, we have 7 listings that are also listed on the PU roadmap. Ace Pilot AI is 1 of 12. AI Travel lets AI take off, fly, and land. It's listed as complete. NPCs using cover to their advantage during combat is 4 out of 8. FPS AI having the ability to use the right weapon for the situation is 89 of 102. Gunship-specific AI behavior is listed as scheduled. AI 3D Pathfinding version 2 is complete. And NPC Walk and Talk, which lets NPCs interact in a conversation in a believable manner, is 26 of 49. Within gameplay, we have mostly AI entries, starting with Stealth at 3 of 7. NPCs will consider locomotion that will aid in their ability to sneak up or move quietly when the situation needs it. NPC conversation is more likely very specific to Squadron 42 for the cinematics, but it would be very useful in the PU where NPCs are part of the environment. It's listed as 5 of 12. NPCs will be able to use hatches and vents, and that's listed as scheduled. Better death animations at 8 of 10 complete. FPS close combat is 140 out of 146, and this is also on the main PU roadmap. We actually just saw a demo for melee combat on Inside Star Citizen, and it looked pretty cool. Player status is 17 of 35, and this adds to stamina, bringing in hunger, heat, and other factors. NPC healing is scheduled, and I hope that this is the next step within medical gameplay. I say that because this could be nothing more complicated than an NPC that can administer a medipen, or can actually add to what we already have. Core Tech has 9 entries, most of which are graphical improvements such as HDR, improved gas cloud effects, improved reentry effects, and improved shield impact animations. Improvements to physicalized cloth, better procedural tech for asteroids, and a reworked inner thought system for speaking with NPCs. There are 11 entries at this quarter for ships. The Grey Cat mining drone is listed as 11 of 20. I tried to research what the word Sindus means, but all I could find is that it's just the name of a river in Turkey here on Earth. This is a new listing on the roadmap, and wouldn't it be fun if this was the next concept? A lot of the ships here are Vandul. The Cleaver is their medium bounty ship, and it's listed as complete. The Void is their medium bomber at 31 of 38. The Driller is their massive capital ship at 28 of 40. The King ship is pretty self-explanatory at 26 of 40. The Stinger is a medium fighter, 33 of 40. The Hunter is the Vandal Corvette class ship at 31 of 34. And then we see the Hull C, the Cuddy Red, and the RSI Bengal of 29 of 47 tasks complete. How exciting. Q1 2020 starts out a bit light with 2 outfits. AI gets FPS Stealth version 3, better locomotion logic, NPC combat behaviors version 2, and the ability for NPCs to receive orders when flying as a wingman. Gameplay adds 0G push-pull, allowing you to push off an object without thrusters. Object push-pull is also listed, but that has more to do with sliding objects along the floor. And then, improved player animations when moving, an updated inner thought when interacting as a pilot with ship systems. Core tech improves visual rendering and improves quality. There are adjustments to the mesh performance, tweaks to the shadows, tweaks to the reflections, and improves on how physics is calculated, optimizing the performance. Q2 2020 lists the Heavy Shipjacker as a new character, 9 of 15 tasks complete. The Shipjacker isn't a pirate or a bounty hunter, it's more of a mixture between the two. AI will receive specific functionality to fly within atmosphere. FPS Cover version 2 is already 2/3 complete. Better NPC logic for flight. Better tooling to create missions with more believable NPC flight behavior. NPC Firing version 2 will refine who and what NPCs shoot at, and with what. A general listing for core AI improvements at 13 of 27. NPCs that can maintain formation in flight is 9 of 19. Version 2 of NPC Social Behavior will add to the immersion and atmosphere of the locations that we travel at. This is listed at 85 of 93. Just a note, if this is what I think it is, we desperately need this added to the PU to allow NPCs to behave more refined. NPCs that are good at close combat and NPCs that can chuck grenades are both listed. 9 of 29 lists Vandal Combat, which are the tactics and formations that they use. In the military, this is known as Doctrine, TTPs, and SOPs. Once the Titan suit is created, it makes sense that the behaviors for it would have to be added. This is listed as scheduled. Companion AI makes sense to define how NPCs attached to you during a campaign would behave. This is listed as 2 of 6. Within gameplay, we finally see the ability to fire vehicle-mounted weapons. We see mag boots, and we see the ability to interact with objects while seated. Animations allowing our players to slide, swim, and better polish to the player animations. Core Tech has 1 listed for weapon customization, which is probably the gear, but I would love to also see skins and visual options added. In items, there's 1 entry. Portable individual shields. This is such a cool addition for the dismounted side of gameplay, because it adds dynamic cover. Not only would map design be important for the flow, but how this is used could actually give the skilled team a major advantage. The roadmap ends at Q3 2020 with the beta of Squadron 42. And that's it. There's some really good stuff in here. If you liked the video and got something out of it, please consider sharing it with a friend or org mate. It really helps a lot. Thank you very much for spending your time with me. Stay tuned for more, fly safe, and I'll see you in the verse.